I'm going to take you through a quick overview and demonstration of IBM Cloud App Management. There's a couple of key things we focused on for this IBM Cloud App Management release. One was to provide a single management solution that allowed our customers that are running any of our existing software solutions, IBM Typically Monitoring, ITCAM, Smart Cloud APM, or IBM Cloud APM version 8, to move forward into a single management solution. The second thing was to ensure that IBM continues to provide the best management solution for the key IBM middleware products like WebSphere, MQ, DataPower, IIB, API Connect, etc. And finally, to focus on monitoring of modern business applications that are microservices based, running in environments like Docker, Kubernetes, etc. The solution has been written as a cloud-native microservices based architecture. This provides a number of key capabilities like increased scalability, auto-scaling, out-of-the-box resiliency within the product, and the solution is also multi-tenant. Let's take a look at the product. You get started on the Getting Started page, and this guides you through the process of setting up your agents, setting up the user accounts, etc., managing the resources. Then you progress into the incidents. You're looking at the incident view. On the incident view, you've got a view that shows My Incidents, Group Incidents, ones that I'm a member of, and All Incidents. Let's take a look at My Incidents. These are the ones that are assigned to me. I can see at the top of the screen I've got a Linux memory utilization problem, and I can do a couple of different things. I can assign this to somebody else. I can mark it as in progress. I can resolve the incident. I can also view more details. As I view the incident, you'll see additional information at the bottom of the screen, including the system that was affected, etc. And then you've got a launching context that will take you directly down into the problem itself. Now, as I navigated down into this resource, one of the things that's important is it took me directly into the timestamp of when the problem occurred. So I don't necessarily have to go searching for when the problem occurred. At 1:35 p.m., that's when this particular incident triggered, and I could see all the metrics that occurred at that point in time. You'll notice this area on the screen here shows the utilization on multiple graphs at the exact same point in time. So as I move this along, you'll see it changes across all the graphs on the page. If I scroll down, you'll see additional metrics, file system utilization, disk I/O, etc. So for example, if I select a different disk, you'll see the I/O for that particular selected resource. And you'll see a similar pattern for all the different types of metrics that you're going to view on the page, process level data, etc. At the bottom of the screen, you see what's called related resources. These are all the resources that are discovered that have a relationship. In this case, this is a Linux server that's got Docker containers running on it, and I can select one of the containers and drill down to the details of what's happening within the container itself. I can go in here and select a different period of time, for example, show a month's worth of data. It's very quick as it displays information up to 1 month in time. Now let's take a look at some other things. We can come into the tool and click on this Resources tab and just simply view the resources that are there. The tool is designed to make it very easy to find the things you're looking for. So if I just type in Linux, for example, I find the Linux systems. I can click and view the resources. If this was a list of, say, 10,000 servers, right, I have to make sure it's very easy to find what I'm looking for. So if I start to type in letters, for example, you'll see that it filtered it down to this particular server. I can select it, drill down, and you'll see that filtering throughout the product. You'll also notice I can customize the pages. So for example, if I want to view some additional metrics on the page, I can simply come in, select, and then select the devices that I want to put on the graph. So very easy. I can add additional metrics to the page over here as well. So I can customize and bring in additional metrics that I want to see on the page. The same timestamp flyover capabilities there on this graph as well. Now let's take a look at one more thing. What you'll notice is things are broken down by resource types. Now this is a little different from previous versions of our monitoring tools. A resource is anything that you might want to assign thresholds to, set up role-based access controls against, and control the access to the data. If you look at something like MQ, let's take a look and just type in MQ, you'll see that I've got the MQ queue managers, and I've also got the MQ queues. So I can go in and directly search for the queues that make up my business application, or I can navigate in through the queue manager and drill down into the queues that are running on that queue manager. So you could start to navigate to and visualize, control access to the various resources that make up the environment. Let's take a look at the administrative tools. Here's where you'd set up integrations into other products, for example, sending your events out to an event management solution, defining your users and groups. Here you would be setting up policies. For example, who do I want to assign these events to when they come in for this simple trade application? So incidents come in and they're automatically routed to the appropriate group and people that are managing that simple trade application. You would also define your thresholds here. There's a number of thresholds out of the box. Again, you can type in your filter criteria to quickly find what you're looking for. You can create new ones. Just a simple set of evaluations, for example, Linux Docker containers. Select a metric that you want to threshold against, and you're done. Now you give it a policy name, a description, etc. So there's some additional capabilities in here, but in general, the idea is to make this very quick and easy to develop your own thresholds in addition to the out-of-the-box ones provided by the product. That concludes the brief demo of IBM Cloud App Management.